Hey, all of my infinite beings and friends. Welcome back to Infinite Wisdom. And today, we're going to talk about the old you. Now, usually when you go through a time of change and you go through a time of basically reckoning or awakening, when you have those different times in your life, you come to a lot of realizations. You come to a lot of understandings. And a lot of those realizations or understandings will be a lot about how you were in your past. How I like to think about the past, guys, is the past is always a lesson to be learned. Something that you've already done to teach you what you can do better in the future. I don't know if everybody else thinks like that, but that's how I think about it. And I know especially for people who go through spiritual awakenings or go through any sort of ascension or becoming a different person, it tends to make you think a lot differently than you used to. It makes you change your mind about a lot of the different things that you've done, that you've said, how you acted. You know, it even lets you think about your attitude, you know, how you treat your friends, your family. It really just, it's like you had a concussion and you got knocked in the head and now everything makes sense. And a lot of people, I know personally that a lot of people will feel some sort of, shall I say, regret that they were the person they were before they became who they are now. And also me personally. And I'm gonna tell you guys, like, all of these are gonna be from like personal experience. So when I'm telling you these stories or I'm mentioning these different things, it's because I've either experienced it or been firsthand to experience a situation of the sort. And a lot of these feelings of feeling as if you did something completely wrong and you feel bad because you hate yourself or you dislike who you were prior. And that's one way to think about it. Disliking yourself or disliking who you were at that point in time. And honestly, I don't like to think about it like that. People who have a tendency to, in a sense, it's kind of like I said, regret, but it's also, how shall I say this? It's more like feeling less of yourself, shall I say, because you weren't at a certain point. But like I said, I think about it a little differently because some people may feel like, well, I hate who I was before, right? I hate that I was 500 pounds before. I hate that I used to be as angry as I was. I hate to think that I used to talk to people the way I did. I hate that fact about me. But I don't like to see it as hating that fact. I like to think about it more or less as you just didn't learn yet. Because it's like you can't blame yourself in the past because you weren't taught something, right? You only went through those experiences so that they could teach you something. You went through that lesson so that it could tell you something about yourself. And guys, I know, a lot of us would feel like, well, I don't like the way I was. Yes, you cannot like the way you were. And that's perfectly fine with not liking who you were. But to hate or despise your old self because you didn't learn something back then, I personally don't think that's the way to go. To dislike yourself for something you were never taught or you never had the opportunity to learn, I don't think so. I don't feel you should dislike yourself or you should be ashamed that you were 500 pounds and now you weigh a lot less, right? I think you should be proud to know that you allowed yourself to get to that point, but you were strong enough to overcome that point for the positive, right? You were upset that, yes, you used to be so angry and you used to always yell and scream and do all of these things around the people that you loved. But you should be proud that you realize this now. So that now that you're in anger management, you're fixing or resolving those issues that even led to that situation. You couldn't have learned that situation until you had the situation to learn from, guys. And a lot of us may not understand that part, is that you can't be upset at something that you're learning now because you didn't learn it before. Because honestly, you didn't have that experience before then to have learned from it. And it can be kind of hard, especially when you're first going through your awakening, waking up, realizing so much, everything's hitting you, things from deep down inside, from your past, from your job, from your friends, from your family. All of those different things can really take a toll on you, and especially depends on how it's coming at you. It'll literally knock you down. And those things, they're there to teach you now. Those things happened so that you could wake your eyes up, right? Wake them up, okay? Calling all eyeballs, open your eyes, like literally wake up, right? It's a sign to tell you that you need to wake up, that you need to realize what you've become. But don't put the pressure on your old self because you felt like you should have already known this. Because I know there are some people out there who feel like you should have already known this. You should have done this. We shouldn't have even been in this situation. But you can't keep getting mad at yourself because then that's how you lose faith in yourself. When you keep getting mad and angry at yourself, you lose more faith in the fact that you made the right decision. Lose more faith in the fact that you were right to do what you did, or you were wrong to do what you did. You confuse yourself sometimes. And I know it's very, very difficult, especially when you're someone who has a lot of mental issues. Having a lot of mental issues, even just someone who has a constant mind wandering, someone who has psychosis, someone who has depression, someone who has all of these different emotional traits that could also interfere with your mindset. And I want you to realize that your old self is never to blame because you didn't have any experience to learn from. I've just want you guys to know that everything that you're going through, everything that's coming and being set in front of you is all for you to learn now, for you to discover it now, for you to move on and take that and change the action in which you did before. To flip the script on the page, right? To change the ending of that story instead of sticking to that same story that's been there for years. Now is not the time to lose faith in yourself, and I believe in all of you. Now is not the time to second guess yourself, because what? I believe in all of you. I believe in everything that you are, everything that you were, and you were only that way so that you could be here now. Don't hate yourself from the past. Love that yourself, put yourself in that situation so that you could be here now. Learn that that situation from the past only did it so it can make you stronger, wiser, more intelligent, more emotional, more stable, more honest. Now guys, you already know. I could go on and on and on and on. But you know what? I'm gonna leave that right there for you. Okay? Alright guys. Peace, love, and happiness. And we out.